Behavior management in the classroom is a must if you want to create positive learning opportunities. I've had 20 years experience dealing with some of the most challenging kids, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how I used cognitive psychology to steer my practice towards amazing levels of success when it comes to dealing with challenging behaviors. Welcome to the awareness module. How's it going, everybody? PJ here from the Awareness Module, where we are bridging the gaps between life and education. On this channel, we do resource, tech, and game reviews, and anything that can help us influence young minds so that they find success not just in the classroom, but also in their lives. If that sounds appealing to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Many of you may be familiar with the cognitive psychology model I'm about to show you. However, please watch this video to the end so you can figure out how this model provides a unique insight when it comes to behavior management in the classroom. A common mistake that many people make when it comes to behavior management is they focus all of their attention trying to understand the behavior. Although this can be extremely helpful, cognitive psychology actually tells us that behavior is the last thing that takes place when we consider how our brains can influence our actions. According to cognitive psychology, behavior actually starts with the environment, and this makes logical sense. How I behave at a concert is going to look very different than how I behave at the library. At least it should. If I'm in a positive environment or a negative environment, it's probably going to affect how I feel and ultimately therefore affect how I behave in that environment. So how do we decide the behavior that's best for that environment? Experience. Based on our experiences and the skills we've accumulated through our lives, we come up with strategies and techniques on how to navigate those various situations that we find ourselves in. Often when kids are displaying behavior, it's because they're unsure of how to behave in that environment due to lack of experience. How we process personal experiences is the second part of that cognitive psychology model, and it takes place in our heads. Our experiences form our boundaries and train our brain as to how we should react in any given environment. Continued experience forms our perception, and perception is the third part of that cognitive psychology model. How we perceive things directly influences how we behave in that place. For example, let's say I have continued bad experiences with school. Well, then my perception of school is not a positive one, and then how I show up while I'm at school is a direct result of how I perceived my experiences. By this rationale, when we consider behavior management in the classroom, what we really want to focus on is perception, not behavior. In my 20 years of experience working with hundreds of different teachers, I can tell you that when you focus on perception, you get long-lasting results. Whereas if you just focus on behavior by using punishment or reward systems, it's usually just a band-aid solution, and in extreme cases, it's highly ineffective. So how do we affect perception? Well, if you look at what comes before it in the cognitive psychology model, that's where you can begin. Environment and experience. Environment and experience are very unique because they're two places where we as educators actually have a lot of control over. I don't have a lot of control over how someone chooses to behave. I don't have a lot of control over how someone perceives something, but I definitely have a lot of control over the environment that I create by how I show up, how I communicate, and how I myself behaves. If you want more information on how to create a positive environment, I would take a look at the card above, and I go into detail on how you can create a positive environment that really becomes the foundation of your behavior management in the classroom. The other place that we have a lot of control is experience. As educators, we teach experience. How do kids get good at math? We come up with interesting ways to teach them mathematics. How do kids get good at sports? You come up with interesting ways to teach them athletics. So how do kids get good at behavior management? Come up with interesting ways to teach them how to manage their own behavior. Social and emotional programs are a huge part of the education system now, but when we look at the education system as a whole, it's still relatively new. Finding effective programs can be difficult, but I highly suggest maybe subscribing to this channel because I'm going to go over a lot of different programs and resources that will help you develop your skill set in teaching social and emotional programs. As a bonus for reaching this far in the video, I'm going to tell you one of my secrets for teaching social and emotional skills: using games. In the card above, I have a link to some of my favorite games to bring into your classroom that will help your kids accumulate social and emotional skills that will really help your behavior management in the classroom. So to summarize, if you are serious about behavior management in the classroom, I would highly suggest that you focus your energy on creating a positive environment and coming up with unique ways to give your kids experiences with dealing with their emotions and how to manage their behavior. Here's a question for you to answer in the comments below. What is a behavior management system that you've used that has allowed you to have a lot of success? Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is PJ from the Awareness Module. If you'd like to reach me, you can at theawarenessmodule.com. You can also find me on social media, links in the description below, and you can also leave a comment if you'd like. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.